This city council meeting to order here on September 8th at 6:01. What? August, sorry, we don't want to rush it. August 10th.
2026, right?
Sorry, my mind's all over the board today,
Yeah.
obviously. All right, let's stand and rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. TJ, are the TVs on so we don't get in trouble there? Okay. All right, there's some additions to the agenda. Under consent calendar, we have additional bills for approval. Under mayor and council's report, we have a letter dated from myself about a flagpole proposal. Under city administrator's report, we have a memo dated from Lori and Jen LeBlanc regarding updates on or at 37020 Stanley Lane and a resolution in support of applying up to a $40,000 Sourcewell match grant. Under Parks and Rec, we have a letter dated July 15th from Phil regarding the community center sidewalk replacement, and under public safety, we have a resolution in support of applying for a $50,000 Sourcewell Public Safety Impact Grant. Is there a motion to accept the additions to the agenda? There's a motion by Bob, there's a second by Sandy. Any future discussion or further discussion? Seeing none, those in favor of the additions to the agenda signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Ayes have it. Public forum. Action may or may not be taken on any issues raised. If council requires more information or time for consideration on the issues will be placed on the agenda of the next regular council meeting. Speakers must state their name and address. At the discretion of the mayor, each speaker is given a 3-minute time limit. Is there anybody for public forum? Seeing nobody for public forum, we'll move into the consent calendar. All items here listed are considered to be routine by the City Council and will be acted on by one motion. There will be no separate discussion on these items unless a council member or citizen so requests. Is there any questions, comments, concerns on the consent calendar?
I move to approve the consent calendar.
There's a motion to approve the consent calendar. Is there a second? There's a second by Robin. Those in favor of approving the consent calendar signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Ayes have it. Community organizations, there is none. Mayor and council members report. Resolution for donations. We have PAL Foundation times 3 for $982.12 for a bench kiosk, $254.96 for tennis windscreens, $2,900 for a trailer. We have the Cross Lake Firefighters Relief Association times 3 for $33,050.16 for auto extrication tools, $5,263.64 for a ceiling fan installation, as well as $1,000 for a steam table. Is there a motion to accept the donations?
I'll make a motion to accept the donations.
There's a motion to accept the donations by Jamie. Is there a second?
I'll second.
There's a second by Sandy. Those in favor of accepting the donations signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Ayes have it.
Jackson, can I just add one thing here?
Yeah.
I just want to, I don't know if the public, our community is aware of how much our fire chief, Chip Lohmiller, how much he does in securing grants to help cover costs, for the needs of our community. And I just want to publicly, he's not here, but I'd like to publicly thank him because he really does a fantastic job.
I agree.
Yeah, and I don't know if the community at large is aware of that, but really, he does a fantastic job.
He really does. While we're at that conversation, Jamie, do you have any insight how the fundraiser went this weekend?
1,120 individuals at the last count.
Woo! That's good.
A little short of last year, but.
Okay, well, let's hope the dollars make up for it in the boot. All right, letter from myself, August 6, 2026, from myself regarding a flagpole proposal. This has been kind of wind on Facebook here. So, dear council members, I am formally requesting that the City Council consider and vote on a resolution supporting the following proposal. For years, Cross Lake residents have discussed establishing a central location for a large flagpole or group of flagpoles that would be prominently visible when approaching downtown from all 4 directions. The proposed location would be at Andy's Corner, outside the county right-of-way and within the city's easement that we share with the Corps of Engineers. The community's response has been overwhelmingly positive so far. As of 12:30 p.m. on August 6th of this year, my Facebook post regarding the initial proposal has received more than 450 supportive comments and over 2,700 likes. The project would be funded entirely through private donations. The flagpole or poles would be professionally installed, illuminated with top-mounted down lighting, and designed to serve as a beautiful and timeless addition to downtown Cross Lake. Our community wants this, and I'm willing to lead the effort to make it happen. I respectfully request of you guys that the council adopt a formal resolution affirming its support for this concept and recognizing the project as one that could provide lasting beauty, pride, and benefit to our community. This resolution would allow me to continue to gather the necessary documentation, coordinate with the Corps, and the other parties and stakeholders involved to determine whether the project is even feasible from the start, and report my findings back to the council before any further action is taken. Let us proudly honor our heritage, let the American flag fly, and create something that our entire community could cherish for generations to come. Just wanted to bring this to your attention and see if I have council support to continue on, even seeing if this project is feasible with the Corps.
You have my support?
Okay, sweet. Love it.
Let's move forward.
All right. Is there a motion of support for the project?
I'll make a motion of support for this project.
There's a motion of support by Jamie. Is there a second?
I'll second.
There's a second by Bob. Is there any discussion?
I just wonder if do you have a mock-up of that?
I don't necessarily have well, I kind of have a mock-up on my phone, but I don't have it to TJ,
Oh, okay, yeah.
so.
I'd also like to ask, is it an initiative that you as the mayor should lead, or would a department head be most efficient from a city staff time and?
I think I can do it myself. Personally, I can always tag TJ in kind of Parks and Rec style, so to say,
Wait and see.
and
what
wait and see if I can
happens, yeah.
even get an okay from the Corps.
Is there any budget issues, concerns?
It's all private donations. There's
I'm thinking from your time, though. I want to make sure.
my
that
time.
we're
I'm
transparent.
not going to document my time for this.
Okay, that's
If
all.
I were to document my time, I'd be way overpaid for this. So the amount of I have in. All right.
Yeah, if you guys want me to work with Jackson, just give me some head nods and then I can work that out with Jackson.
Perfect. Love to hear it. All right, there's a motion, there's a second. Those in favor of doing a resolution of support signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Ayes have it. Perfect, thank you. City Administrator's Report. Administrator Conway. Memo dated August 4th, acceptance of a resignation.
Yes, I have a resignation letter from Jacob Hodges, with his last day being August 18th. Looking for a motion to accept his resignation.
I'll make the motion to accept his resignation.
There's a motion to accept. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Seeing a motion and a second, is there any further discussion? Seeing no further discussion, those in favor of accepting the resignation signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Ayes have it. Amendment of solicitation of contract from the U.S. Army Corps.
I just want you to know that this is a bilateral modification to the contract for the sewer utility service at Cross Lake. It's just a formality that they have in clause 52.222-90 addressing DEI discrimination. And this clause was mandated in all the contracts, including existing contracts, to comply with the executive order.
Is there a motion to accept the contract change?
I'll make the motion.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
There's a second by Jamie. Any further discussion? Seeing no further discussion, those in favor of the contract change signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Ayes have it. Memo dated August 10th from Administrator Conway, change to employee handbook.
This was brought to the Personnel Committee for review and now bringing forth to the full council. Just a clarification under the insurance so that we can take away some of the mathematics and guessing of offering benefits to part-time regular employees And so in my proposal, it's breaking it out 20 to 25 hours per week that the city pays 50%, 26 to 31 hours, we pay 60% of the premium, 32 to 37, 70%, and anything over 38, we would pay the standard 80%.
Looks good to me. Does any council member have any questions?
No, I mean, per our discussion, I mean, it streamlines the whole process, so I think it's brilliant, and
Black and white.
I'd like to make a motion to approve it.
There's a motion to approve. Is there a second?
I'll make a second.
There's a second by Robin. Any further discussion? Seeing no further discussion, those in favor of the change to the employee handbook signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Ayes have it. Memo dated August 4th, 2026, from Clerk Nelson regarding temporary one-day liquor license.
So you have an ordinance in front of you adding a small brewery or micro distillery who manufactures fewer than 3,500 barrels of malt liquor. This was added onto the state application. Shar, do you have anything further to add? Just looking for first reading.
First reading under section 4-114, temporary beer licenses in red, a club, small brewer, or micro distillery who manufactures fewer than 3,500 barrels of malt liquor or charitable, religious, or nonprofit organization shall qualify for a temporary on-sale beer license. The first reading is completed.
Thank you.
Number 5, memo dated August 10th, 2026, from Administrator Conway and Administrator Jen LeBlanc regarding updates on 37020 Stanley Lane.
TJ, if you can get Jen on. So this is something that Jen has been dealing with for months. It is a property that we have also put a fine on, which they have paid. The property is currently not licensed. We have had multiple violations, multiple complaints, numerous pictures, and looking for a solution and issuing another fine and authorizing myself and Jen to work with our legal counsel to put an injunction in place. Jen, do you have anything further to add to this?
The only thing that I will add is this has actually been an issue that I've been dealing with for 2 years now. Our first complaint that we received on this property was July 29th of 2025. And I apologize, I haven't been dealing with it for 2 years, but the neighbors have. And we do have some neighbors that are present, the Gundersons. And if you would allow them to speak, they would like
familiar.
They would like to say some words about how this has been affecting them.
Sure, come on up. How are you? I was wondering why you guys looked familiar out there, but now I remember why.
Okay, I don't know if that's good or bad.
It's all good. It's all good.
Okay, hi, I'm Mary Gunderson. My husband Bruce and I both own the property at 37006 Staley Lane. We are right next door to the issue of the rental at 37020 Staley Lane. We've owned this for 13 years. We live in Plymouth. We come up here as often as we like and are able to, despite commitments back in the Twin Cities. We've got 2 children who are married. We have 3 grandchildren. We're both retired after 40 years of work, engineer, scientist, and registered nurse. We volunteer at the National Loon Center. We've received our Minnesota Master Naturalist certificates during a 40-hour class. We volunteered at the State Fair representing the Loon Center, and we'll volunteer this year again. We've taught ballroom dancing at the Log Church, so we're involved here. We love coming up here. We know a lot of people, the Mike and Ruth Schweiders, Ron and Marlene Mingo. Marlene volunteers at the Welcome Center. And the people who used to live in the rental place are Lynn and Sue Schmidt, and she was employed by CNC, which is now. So there's 3 main issues that I feel like I've been dealing with a lot. I came, as Jen said, I came about a year ago to her. I didn't realize at the time that there were guidelines that had been in place probably since that 6 months before. The 3 issues are parking, Excuse me, the three issues are number of people renting at one time, garbage, and noise. The number of people renting at one time, you can see in some of these pictures that there have been 14 cars plus 2 motorcycle trailers in the driveway at one time. One time there's a very large RV parked at the base of the driveway. And in addition to one large passenger van, a pickup truck, an SUV, 2 cars, a jet ski, and boat trailer. That was on July 7th. Cars and boat trailers have been parked on the grass inside of Staley Lane on the Nultz property. And 2 large boats parked at the dock, spurning up weeds that the Mingos have to clean up. Turnover during an 8-day period, just recently, I've seen 3 different groups of renters. So it makes me consider or curious as to how the septic system is working. Garbage, they've had 1 garbage bin for about a year. No, I'm sorry, 2 years, and just recently got another garbage bin. There have been overflowing garbage bins of trash. They've been out.
You're such a good husband.
Yeah, there have been
Might get
litter.
slugged,
It's
but-
litter. And so the bear, it's a concern for safety with bears and sanitation disease. The noise, 2 instances, a bachelorette party in June. There was 11 women on the dock at 1 p.m. singing really loud. 3 a.m. I heard them singing down Staley Lane and couldn't get the
Yeah.
police out. And then in June, we had people that were staying over for a funeral and staying at our place, and they were woken up by loud noise. So
Clearly, this has been
Yeah.
an ongoing problem,
it does
Mary, it looks
affect
like, and
you.
it looks like there's the proper documentation here with pictures and kind of a synopsis of what's going on. Jen, have you been able to get a hold of the property owner?
Yes, I have been able to get a hold of the property owner. Per the report in front of you guys, Josh Rose is friends with Evan Duplessis, who I have a good working relationship with. He operates some other short-term rentals in the city. Mr. Duplessis has taken it upon himself to try to help Josh. And under the advice of our attorney, if we got the $3,000 fine paid, then they could go ahead and apply for a license and try to do it the right way, even though they've been given about 27 chances. And we told them that absolutely no rental activity could be allowed during the application process and over 4th of July. And after that, they continued to have renters. So at this point, we are wanting to put a full stop to them, allowing our city attorney to give an injunction to not let them apply for a license at all with the current owners and operators.
And this has all been done through documented city
Correct.
communication chains?
Yes,
All right.
correct.
I think that's exactly what we needed to hear. Is there a motion? Any last minute comment or concerns from council? Discussion?
Anything from the attorney?
Jordan, do you have anything? I don't think so.
Well, I mean.
We've got the
we as a
synopsis here.
council and the fire chief and
Right.
Jen have worked so hard to try to, create, a great environment that includes VRBOs. And I think this is a clear violation. I fully.
Well, and if they've been working with our lead attorney, Joe Ratwick, I think we're
I
good.
fully support or would like to make a motion to.
All right, so there's a motion for an injunction. Is there a second? There's a motion, there's a second. Any further conversation?
Do you want one motion for all 3 things you're requesting, or one motion just for the injunction?
I would like a motion to approve the fine, and if he continues to initiate the second offense, so the first fine is 1,000, then it's 3,000, and if he continues up until the point that we do get the injunction, then there's a third offense of another 3,000.
Well, my motion was meant to include.
Can you amend your
Yeah.
motion for that, to reflect that?
Yes,
Okay.
I moved for what Lori just said.
There's a motion, there's an amended motion. Will you accept the amendment motion, or amended motion, Robin?
Hang on a second, sorry. Yes, I second, thank you.
There's a motion, there's a second. Those in favor of the fine, the injunction, and the full stop signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Ayes have it.
Thank you.
Resolution number 6, resolution in support of applying up to the $40,000 Sourcewell Match Local Government Funding Grant.
This is a formality set by Sourcewell to have a resolution in support before we can apply. This is a match grant. We did receive one last year, so we would go into the second pool, but I still would like to apply. This would be used towards pedestrian crosswalk warning lights.
Perfect. There's someone want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to accept.
There's a motion to accept. There's a second by Bob. Any further discussion? Those in favor of the $40,000 Sourcewell match grant signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Ayes have it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Administrator Conway. Planning and zoning, Mr. Grund. First up, it looks like we have the second reading and approval of ordinance amending Chapter 26 concerning auxiliary quarters, portable and temporary storage structures, as well as existing non-conforming structures.
Yep, so the second reading, and I did make the meeting date was wrong, so it's on the 2026, so.
Perfect.
Yep, we're banning portable, well, we're limiting portable structures for 15 days, twice a year, so you can load up your stuff and store it off-site. And then we will be sending out a letter to those that have existing ones that they need to have it removed within a year, so.
Nice.
Existing non-conforming, so that's just a technical, so you can't increase your volume. And we also added auxiliary quarters to commercial district, and I looked at it as adding housing for the comp plan, so that's why I kind of pushed for it. And then no permit for garden sheds, and also no second hearing for when you're approved for 1,200 square foot
Perfect.
accessory structure.
Any questions, comments, concerns from council?
Nothing other than the fact that I really admire the work you've done, and the whole committee has done, those review sheets, the pros and cons.
Yep, yeah, that's
Fantastic.
good.
So,
Good stuff. All right, is there a motion to accept?
I'll move to accept.
All right, there's a motion to accept the second reading. Is there a second?
I'll second.
There's a second by Jamie. Those in favor of the second reading regarding ordinance amending Chapter 26 land use signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Ayes have it. B, approval of preliminary plat, Fawn Lake Park Second Edition.
Yep, so Cynthia Holden applied for parcel ID 143-20762. It consists of 24.3 acres, and they're dividing it into 28 tracts, kind of like just what they did before, so.
Perfect. This is exactly where pole barns should be. I'm in full favor.
I'll make a motion to approve.
There's a motion to approve. Is there a second?
I'll second
There's a second by Bob. Those in favor of the approval of the preliminary plat signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Ayes have it. C, first reading of ordinance amending Chapter 42, naming an unnamed road and adding the first road name to the master road name index.
Yep, so the first reading to add the Falcon Pass to the master road index.
The first reading has been done. Another first reading of the interim ordinance related to data centers.
So we just felt like we don't have enough research. I actually have reached out to the power company, Crowing Cooperative and stuff, to get what we have available. So the planning commission wanted to do a moratorium for a year so we could do some studying.
Sounds good to me.
Robin wanted to,
I do want to request a minor modification. So in the header, it says an interim ordinance establishing a temporary you got it, moratorium on this acceptance, processing and approval of applications for new, if we can just strike the word new and just say data centers as a whole. We just
Sure.
don't know what people are doing out there, and if they say, hey, I'd already started it,
Yep.
I just would rather have
I agree.
the word new
Sounds good to
eliminated.
me. Is there a, first reading.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you, Jody.
Thank you.
No, you're double hat today, Mr. Public Works Director interim. Yeah, you're gonna be up here for a while. We have a laundry list. All right, 2A, memo dated August 3rd, 2026 from Public Works Commission streetlight request for Hans Felix.
Yeah, you'll see in the recommendation was to deny the request due to budget constraints and just concerns over other folks in the community asking for streetlights in town.
Is there a motion to accept the no streetlight, or to not, is there a motion to, yeah. Is there a motion to not accept the streetlight?
I will move to not.
Yeah, right? We better do a breathalyzer.
I will move to not accept the streetlight.
Thank you. There's a motion to not accept the streetlight. Is there a second to not accept the streetlight?
I'll second that.
There's a second to not accept the streetlight. Those in favor of not accepting the streetlight signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Ayes have it. Memo dated August 3rd, 2026, Public Works Commission, 2% inflation Sunrise Boulevard assessments.
So I was more of a sponge in this meeting, Phil, so if you want to assist me.
This refers to assessments for road improvements. What we did at Public Works is we looked at the costs that we received from the contractor last year and the costs we received this year. We compared them on the same segment, determined that it was about a 2 to 3% increase in costs from this year versus last year. So the recommendation was to increase assessments by 2%.
There's a motion, or sorry, is there a motion to increase the assessments by 2%?
I'll make the motion to increase the assessments by 2%.
There's a motion to increase the assessments by 2% because of inflation. Is there a second?
I'll second.
There's a second by Jamie. Any further discussion? Seeing no further discussion, those in favor of the 2% inflation on assessments signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Ayes have it. Memo dated August 3rd, 2026, from the Public Works Commission, 2% assessment inflation.
So the first one was for, you just did action on Sunrise Boulevard. We have to treat that separate than the 2026 road improvements. This one's for the 2026 road improvements, same scenario.
Same thing.
I'll make the motion to accept this 2% increase.
There's a motion for the 2% increase. Is there a second?
I'll second.
There's a second by Jamie. Those in favor of the 2% increase signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Ayes have it. Memo dated August 3rd, 2026, Public Works Commission, re-parcel consolidations.
Shall I take that?
Sure.
Okay. Do you remember last year, maybe even earlier, or this year, where we did an assessment for properties last year, and then we ran into situations where, like, we had these sliver portions?
Yeah.
So we're trying to get out in front of that this year. We have a number of lots that probably have that sliver component or that odd shape, but then we also have lots that are individually, they're buildable, but people have improved it across the property line. So we're just asking to try and get out ahead of this and let those parcels know ahead of time. If you desire to have one assessment, we need the lot consolidated. So, and we're going to talk with Jody on how that county and the city kind of mesh on that. But the idea is to get out ahead of it, so when people come to the improvement hearing, we're not doing this for the next 12 months. Maybe we can get it done ahead of time and save the city administrator some hassle.
Bill, I
Perfect.
appreciate your foresight in dealing with this, so we're not back in the same situation. And I think we should provide an opportunity for residents to fairly minimize their assessments based on that, so. I'll
Is that a
make
motion?
It sure
Perfect.
is.
Take it away, Sandy.
Yep. I'll
Okay,
make-
there's a motion for the parcel consolidations. Is there a second?
I'll second.
There's a second by Jamie. Those in favor of the parcel consolidation signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Ayes have it. Memo dated August 3rd, 2026, Public Works Commission, 2027 road improvements in the engineering proposal. Phil, you're on again.
We provided a proposal, so the next year in our road program is 2027. It's typically a combination of aggregate chip seal on roads that we paved the year before, and then mill and overlay or just overlay of roads that can't be chip sealed. Those are the ones we assess. So we're providing a proposal this time. This is a little different. We were informed by Crow Wing County that they're not going to do aggregate chip seal anymore. That's not something they're going to offer as how they're going to rehabilitate pavement. They have had issues with their chip sealing. If you've driven on 16, you probably noticed those areas where they've had kind of raveling on the surface and stuff. So that's not an option for the city to go that route. They're going to go to a different process. I've not officially, but I've heard that they're looking at doing a microsurface process, which is about twice the cost than
course.
what we were doing with chip seal. We discussed this at Public Works. We haven't had those issues in this city. We feel like it's a cost-effective method, so one of the options we're discussing is the city just doing their own chip seal program, basically hiring a contractor
contracting it
to do
out.
it for us. So then this proposal is for the non-chip seal. This is for the mill and overlay roads for 2027, doing the engineering and then the construction observation. And then this also includes the addition of Antler Road, because that's the 2028 detour for the county, so we would get that beefed up, and then the county would chip in for part of the beef up on that. So
Have we identified the 2027 roads for sure that we want to do?
we have.
Right, I know, but I was getting to your point.
We have, and we can, it's in the 5-year road program, except for we would slide Antler ahead 1 year.
Bob, did you have comments, questions?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't driven down all these roads yet, because I just took another look at this tonight, because it was brought to my attention by fellow constituents that they think some of the roads they're on just don't need it yet. Whereas some, like when you drive down Schaefer Road, I think I have kidney damage from driving down that road.
Yep,
Yeah,
and that's on the, I think that's on the list to do.
Yeah, but like.
It's bad.
Brittle Lane, Pineview Lane, I just don't see that they need it yet either. I looked at them, well, I live down there, I mean, it's very light traffic, dead end roads. And I'm just trying to think if we could pick out some roads to try and save a little bit going forward into our budgeting process.
It's a fair
Yep.
question, but on the other side of that, is it because those roads are attached to the main road and it's a cost savings to do it
Well-
all in one fell swoop?
So we rate these roads depending on their surface condition, how it looks. We don't really, I mean, typically the surface also will dictate how your ride is. Schaefer Road is a road that for the first 900 or 1,000 feet of that, it's actually not even an overlay, it's reconstruct because it's.
I wouldn't
like
even
you
ride
said,
my
you get
bike
kidney
on that
damage
road.
driving on that. The city staff has said they don't like plowing it because they're just afraid they're going to keep hitting it. It almost stops their truck, but then beyond
bad.
that, it's an overlay. So what we've done is we've rated these and then we've tried to pick the roads that the length matches up so that we get about $1 million combined overlay and mill and overlay, or I mean, seal coat and mill and overlay. And that's how we've done it. Now, you can reshuffle them, which we certainly can. I mean, it's,
Is it a little late in the game to reshuffle with numbers and whatnot, or is there still maybe a month that we could maybe reorganize if need be?
well, I mean, we can look at it as part of the design. It's just, you don't hit the ground running, you kind of hit the ground walking to figure out what we're truly looking at doing and then
Yeah,
hitting
that's
the
fair.
ground.
Bob?
I mean, honestly, it would have been better before, but I understand, I mean, if people have ideas about what's better or a better spot. What we're trying to do is get on these so that all we're doing is seal coats going forward and we're not getting to the point where like, if you look at that part of Schaefer I was talking about, that'll cost 4 to 5 times more than what just the overlay or what the seal coat is. And that's really where we're trying to keep the roads at, where it's cheap.
Bill,
So-
if we omit some of them that we've already designated, you know, in an effort to save money, which we're always trying to do we run the risk of then those being more expensive to fix down the road?
So if you let them go too far, yes. But like Bob's getting at and I mean, if you look at the city's roads, the history is back in the 80s, they spent money and they did a lot of them. So 80s is, and we're 26,
done.
we're talking 46 years later. A lot of those roads, just because of the soils you have, are in great condition. Those soils in other communities, or those roads in other communities aren't gonna last 45 years. So you have a combination of great soils and you have light traffic. You could pull some out, but then I would just be like, okay, do we wanna stuff them into 28? Or do we wanna stuff them into 29? I think we'd wanna just keep monitoring that, because we don't wanna get into the full depth reclamation or the outright construction, because that's costly.
Yeah.
What do you think, Bob?
So we can, I mean, you can.
Well, that's the answer I like, we can. As you look at down the road here, 2029, for example, it's a shorter list. So I'm just thinking you could bump some of these roads that seem like they're in pretty good shape to me for a couple of years to 2029, because 2028, we have a long list. I don't know how that relates
I
to
think
total
some of the roads in
miles.
29 are that more expensive ones. You know, they're kind of some of the recons and the full depth reclamations. But, I mean, I think what you're getting at too is, say we plan to spend $1 million this year, or for 2027, what if we only spent 800,000? And, but then in 29, be prepared to spend $1 million, maybe we get good prices, or maybe it's $1 million too, because we cooked them on. That's all, that's what you're doing, is kind of,
Well, I know we're kind of kicking the can down the road a little bit, but I'm just, after going through our budget discussion here the other day, there's a need to have this conversation.
oh yeah, and that, I get it, where
What
in
is
our
the-
ideal world.
Pay for it now or pay for it later and then some.
And what are the chances that the cost is going to be higher in 2 years?
Well, we just did a 2% increase for
Well-
inflation, so I bet it'll be higher.
Oh, God.
I haven't seen the price of roads go down yet, and
Nothing's going
But-
down. What are you thinking?
Well, right now, I'd like to take a look at some of these roads, because I know I'm not gonna go out and do it tonight, but,
You're not?
I would like to take a look at some of them, because I think, you know, that there are some that probably can wait, and I just think it's a better use of our money to put it towards some other needs that we have coming up.
When's the latest this would need to be
well,
certified?
so this proposal is to get the plans together. We have to
Yeah.
have the plans to the county by the end of November.
Okay, so
And
there's,
so what I would say is,
come on.
the design doesn't happen in the dark. I mean, turn us loose and then start showing up to Public Works, because the Public Works will wrestle with hearing from the council, we'd like you to relook at this. I think two things. Are there specific roads, and is there a dollar value you're trying to get to? Would be questions that Public Works would want to know, and then they'll, you could be involved, we'll go through and we can ratchet this down accordingly.
I
Or we-
think right now it's just some of the roads, there's not necessarily a dollar value.
Well, to that statement, Lori, when it's bonding money, I mean,
So when you're
capital money.
bonding, I mean, if you are looking at, and I don't know the costs, I don't have them in front of me today, but if you're looking at 200,000 or 300,000, that isn't a significant decrease in your bond.
Yeah, again, I don't know where
Right.
you want to get to.
Yeah, where it could be a much bigger payment in 2029.
For
because-
said bond.
For that bond.
Right.
Because you already have some heavily reconstructive roads that need to happen. And if they're mill and overlay, if they're not as bad, right, correct me if I'm wrong, Phil, then you don't have to go as deep, and so your cost is less.
Right, that's what we're shooting for right now, so.
Because this doesn't change the budget. It just changed the.
Chip seal's about $3 a square yard. A mill and overlay is running us closer to, I think, $15 to $20 a square yard. And once we get to the full depth reclamation, we get up into $80 a square yard.
Kind of sounds like it's better to just stay the course right now, personally, I think.
Well, Bob, I really appreciate Bob's efforts because the budget, you know, but, I mean, an extensive study was done to create this whole, you know,
To five,
this
7
whole
year plan.
schedule. So, I mean, I hate to start tweaking it right now, but I understand Bob's point, so.
I don't want to keep us here longer, but you have a road plan, but it's malleable. So you can make little adjustments. We moved Antlers ahead because the county gave us an opportunity. Well, they made an opportunity because they needed a detour. So there can be some minor changes in it. And I think Public Works would work with you to try
There's
and get
just a
some.
few roads, right, Bob?
Well, like I said, I haven't driven on all these roads, but if you go to the east end of Schaefer Road, the very far east end, that's much newer.
Yeah.
And that is in the same condition as Pineview Lane and Brittle Lane, and they're just really in pretty good shape right now, so.
How about we give you a month to work with Phil and the planning and zoning and the Public Works Commission and report back next month on what you guys come up with? Is that okay, Phil? I
I don't think it changes what we're proposing to do, but we're happy to change the list. I'm not telling, this proposal's not the roads that you have to do. This is what you've identified in your program. And we need, if I need to deliver a plan to the county by the end of November, I want time.
Well, that's what I'm,
But we
Yeah.
can work together to whatever that plan is. So if you're waiting till September for us to get going, no, I've just burned up 30 days.
that's why it's like, do
So
you
can we
stay
give
the-
him a direction to proceed, and then we can find,
That's what
we
I'm thinking,
can,
proceed, but we'll grab what you want to do and take it into
Right,
account, and put it
I
in the
mean,
final
still,
plan.
yes, still do this, but I'm just saying the roads, that gives you enough. Okay. Is there a motion to approve this proposal?
I'll move to approve this proposal.
There's a motion to approve the proposal. Is there a second?
I'll second.
There's a second by Robin. Those in favor of the proposal signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Ayes have it. F, construction cost share and maintenance agreement between Crow Wing County and the City of Cross Lake for the Roundabout project at 3, 36, and 103. I think this was a come around again, if I am correct. Did everything look good? City staff and
I think it's
believe
pretty much
Robin-
standard verbiage. We just need to dial down what you guys
Yeah.
want to do in that area.
I think-
Whether it be streetlights, whether it be in the roundabout.
I think right now, just council from budget agreed to black streetlights mirroring the same streetlights that we have by Andy's at that same roundabout, but there's no need for no need for a well, no need for irrigation, no need for a sign, no need for anything fancy.
Yeah, I didn't see this as needing immediate action. I thought it was, they want you to start thinking about what you want. They're going to be putting together a final cost plan, right?
Well, I have no idea, it's just here on the agenda, so I'm just going through it.
Yeah, I thought it was to spark just what you were saying. Now, if you've defined them all,
We've defined it.
then it's. then
We're
you
cut and
can.
dry and good.
Well, there's some statements that have question marks in them.
Yeah.
So we would need to work through this. And the date on this agreement, it says in the very first line, this day of blank to 2027. So I think we should just take some
Yeah,
time to review it.
That's fine, it just says council actions, so that's all I was getting at.
Okay, thank you.
So really, we're just approving the fact that we'll do cost share, right?
Well, yeah, and they have to
Just give you
figure
an
it
early
out.
look at what's coming. You're going to have
Right.
to put dollars into what you want.
Yeah,
it to
let's-
cost.
We could discuss that at the next budget meeting,
Yeah,
maybe. That'll spark some conversation.
we'll just let it roll.
Okay.
No council action is needed for that item. All right, Parks and Recreation Library.
First memo here in front of you is a park dedication recommendation for 37742 County Road 66. The Park Rec and Library Commission met on Wednesday, July 22nd, and made a motion to accept cash in lieu of land for said split.
Looks good to me. Is there any comments, questions, concerns from council?
Nope, I'll make a motion to accept.
There's a motion to accept the lot split. Is there a second?
I'll second.
There's a second for cash in lieu of land. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Ayes have it. B, request for action dated August 10th to increase the memorial bench fee.
So there's three things that have triggered this recommendation. Number one being we now have to pay shipping and handling, which is a pretty big bill. It's about $300. Concrete has gone up, and if we pour one slab each given time, we have to pay a 3-yard minimum, an additional cost there. And then also, it's just the time that it takes for my staff to be breaking away from the park to pour these slabs for the benches. So we looked at increasing from the base cost of $900 to $1,700, and that includes shipping and handling, that includes sourcing out the labor to pour the slab and the cost of the actual concrete.
How much is engraving?
Engraving is $100 per board. That's not included in on this, it's just the base. So it'd be the 17, and if they wanted one board, 17,
Engraving,
one,
it's just
17.
added cost, okay.
Yep.
Do you have any pending right now? Any pending requests?
I had one just call in this afternoon. I said, hang tight, because there might be some changes.
I hate to say it. Yeah.
Well,
it-
this-
It's pretty standard. I mean,
It
I've
is
done a
what
lot of
it is.
research in other communities. They are, like ourselves, are really busy and they outsource it, and
It is what it is. It is what it is. Is there a motion for the request to increase the memorial bench fee?
I'll move to increase the fee from 900 to 1,700.
There's a motion to increase the fee. Is there a second?
I'll second.
There's a second by Jamie. Those in favor of increasing the fee signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Ayes have it. Request for action dated August 10th, 2026 for the Pavilion Improvement Project.
Yes, I'm really excited about this one. We submitted an RFP I solicited for RFPs back early July. I set a really, really tight timeline for this project, mainly because we have to spend this money, get this job done ASAP. We can't let it go through the fall and into the spring. Sourcewell, we need to spend the money because it is grant money. So if you look at the available funding, we have Sourcewell Grant 30, Pell Foundation 5, Lake Foundation 5, Cross Lake Ideal Alliance 17,660, and the Greater Cross Lake Area Foundation at 1,000. The one and only bid that came back from Superior Contracting was 58,924. That's a bit north of my first bid that came back from, can't think of the name right now, but he was not able to submit the RFP because he was busy until the spring. So it is a little bit north, but in talking with Lori, we do have available funds in our capital fund balance. And we would think that is a good use of our money to make sure that this project gets done, and it gets done this year.
Basically, just a little over $7,000.
Yep.
And
Looks
you have
good.
the funds, I mean.
And you have the funds,
We
so.
have the funds, and just so everyone's aware, I sent this RFP out to Doty Brothers, Tri-County Builders, Blue Eagle Construction, Superior Contracting, and Fitzner Construction. And it was also published in the Pine Lakes Echo Journal and on our website. So it does look weird that only one bid came back in, but again, it's because it's such a tight time window to get this project done.
Perfect. It looks good to me.
I'll make a motion to approve.
There's a motion to approve by Jamie. Is there a second? I'll second that. There's a second by Bob. Those in favor of the Pavilion Improvement Project signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Ayes have it. Great job, TJ. Request for
Thanks,
action
guys.
dated August 10th, 2026 for an independent personal trainer policy down at the community center.
Yeah, so this one gets a little wordy in the policy. I did run this by our attorneys, and they checked off on it. They struck some things out and changed a few things. But really what's happening here is that we recognize the importance of having a physical trainer or someone in our facility. But there has to be some parameters around that. They can't take over our entire facility. We got to have our butts covered with insurance. And so what you see in that personal trainer policy tries to highlight everything that we've seen as a concern, and then also capturing some facility usage charges just because they are using our equipment, which puts a wear and tear on our facility.
It all looks good to me. Is there any questions, comments, or concerns from council?
I just have a question on number 5, the use of space. What is extended period? How do you define that?
That's going to be up to me, and I guess I'm going to monitor it, right? So right now we have one personal trainer in the space. If we start getting 2, 3, 4, I will set parameters on when they can use the facility based on when I see it being the most used. So obviously in the morning we have our biggest traffic, right? So if it gets to that point, I will set the parameters that they come in the afternoons, and it'll all be seasonal, but that'll be my decision to make.
Perfect.
I just appreciate you checking with our legal, responsibilities.
Do you have a concern with that?
Just wondering if, instead of extended periods, you'd maybe have something in conjunction with approval of the director. Just trying to.
Which bullet point are you looking at?
On number 5, the very last bullet, trainers may not reserve or monopolize equipment or fitness spaces for extended periods of time. I mean, giving you the authority and clarifying that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I
For sure.
think there might be some vagueness on.
So up to the discretion of the Parks and Recreation Director.
Fine by me.
Does that sound good?
Yep. With that change, is there a motion to approve the personal trainer policy?
I'll make the motion to approve.
There's a motion to approve. Is there a second?
I'll second.
There's a second. Those in favor of the policy with the amendment signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Ayes have it.
Thank you.
Letter dated July 15th, 2026 from Phil Martin regarding the engineering proposal for the community center sidewalk replacement.
So we have a sidewalk adjacent to our playground that is in need of some attention. It needs to be pulled and it needs to be regraded to fit in with ADA compliance. We've identified some funding in our facility preventative maintenance account that we could allocate funds toward replacing the concrete, and then we have available funds in our city engineer account to have Phil come in here and do a full assessment that he can prepare a document and and hand over to the contractor so they know exactly what they need to do.
Perfect. Looks good to me. Is there any questions, comments, or concerns?
No, I agree, that sidewalk needs some work, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's seen better days. I'll make a motion for the engineering proposal. Is there a second?
I'll second.
There's a motion, there's a second for the proposal. Seeing no further discussion, those in favor of the proposal signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Ayes have it. Thank you,
Thanks, guys.
TJ. Great job. I believe you're taking the role for Chip tonight?
I can.
All right. Public safety. Yeah, we're gonna start calling you Secretary Rubio down there, TJ. You're doing all the roles. All right, public safety, memo dated August 10th, 2026 from Chief Lowe Miller regarding surplus equipment. Jamie?
Pretty simple one. We decided to go with battery-powered extrication tools instead of the gas-powered hydraulic tools. And so we've had them removed. We have them sitting in the hall, and they're now ready to be declared surplus, so we can put them on the open market to sell.
Make that motion.
I'll make a motion.
He's,
Duke it out, duke it out.
You can have it.
All right, Robin has the motion.
I'll make the motion.
Jamie
I'll
seconds the
second it.
motion. Those in favor of declaring these items as surplus signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Ayes have it. Resolution of
They've
support.
been replaced, and they're installed in engine one.
Perfect.
They're working, yeah.
Resolution in support of applying for a $50,000 Sourcewell grant. This looks pretty standard. Is there a motion to allow Chip to apply for the grant? There's a motion by Bob, there's a second by Sandy. Those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Ayes have it. Public forum. Action may or may not be taken on any issues raised. If council requires more information or time for consideration, the issues will be placed on the agenda of the next regular council meeting. Speakers must state their name and address at the discretion of the mayor. Each speaker is given a 3-minute time limit. Anybody for public forum? Going once, going twice. Public forum is now closed. Jordan, do you have anything for us?
Good evening. No, nothing to report on our end.
Awesome, great, thank you. Always sure and steady. New business, any new business? Seeing no new business. Any old business? Seeing no old business. Sandy, take it away.
I move to adjourn this council meeting.
There's a motion to adjourn, is there a second?